Have you ever followed a cocktail recipe and still thought, something not tasting right, nah? You measure the rum, you add the juice, you shook it up, you poured it in a nice glass, but somehow it still didn't taste like the cocktail you had at the bar. And let me tell you something. Sometimes the recipe is not the problem. Sometimes it's the little things that you're doing without realizing it. So today I'm sharing 5 beginner bartending mistakes that can ruin your cocktails and more importantly, how to fix them. I've been bartending since 2016 and over the years I've learned that a good cocktail is not just about pouring alcohol in a glass. It's about balance, technique, presentation and understanding what each ingredient is supposed to do. So whether you're making drinks at home, learning how to bartend, or you just want your cocktails to taste better, this video is for you. Welcome back to Cocktails with Cranberry, where we talk Caribbean cocktails, tropical flavor, bartending tips, and drinks with personality. Let's get into it. What is mistake number one? The first mistake beginner bartenders make is guessing measurement. And I get it. You see people online free pouring from the bottle and it looks smooth. You even see them flipping it around. It looks professional. It looks like, okay, they know what they're doing. But here's the part people don't always understand. Most experienced bartenders learned how to measure before they learned how to free pour. Free pouring is not guessing. It's trained timing. It's muscle memory and it's practice. When you're just starting out, guessing your measurements is one of the quickest ways to make your cocktail taste unbalanced. A little extra lime juice can make the drink too sour. A little too much simple syrup can make it too sweet. Too much alcohol can overpower everything in the glass. And too little alcohol can make the drink taste like juice with just a little attitude. Cocktails are about balance. Every ingredient has a job. The rum brings the body and warmth, the lime brings brightness, the syrup softens the acidity, and the juice gives flavor and texture. The bitters, if you're using them, they add depth. So when you start guessing, you're changing the entire personality of the drink. And this is especially important if you're making drinks for people. If someone tastes your rum punch today and they love it, they should be able to ask for the same drink tomorrow and get something that tastes very close. This is what separates random mixing from actual bartending. My advice is simple. Use a jigger. Measure your ingredients. Even if you're just making drinks at home, you need to measure until you understand what balance tastes like. Once you know what half an ounce looks like, what 1 ounce feels like, and what 2 ounce pours like, then you can start developing confidence. But in the beginning, don't rush to professional. Be accurate first. The speed, it's going to come later. Mistake number 2. The second mistake is ignoring ice. And this is one of the biggest ones because most people don't think of ice as an ingredient. They think ice is just there to make the drink cold. But ice does much more than that. Ice controls temperature. It controls dilution. Ice affects texture. Ice changes how the drinks feel when you sip it. A cocktail that is not cold enough can taste harsh. And a cocktail that is too watered down can taste flat. And a cocktail with all freezer ice can pick up strange flavors before you even add your rum. You ever drink something and it has that weird freezer taste? That can come from your ice. So yes, ice matters. It is very important. When you shake a cocktail, the ice is not just chilling the drink. It's also adding a small amount of water, and that water is part of what helps bring the cocktail together. That is called dilution. Dilution is not always a bad thing. A properly diluted cocktail tastes smoother, colder, and more balanced. The problem happens when you use ice that melts too fast or ice that already started melting before you even shake the drink. That's how you end up with cocktails that taste watery. Another mistake is not using enough ice. Some people put 2 or 3 cubes in a shaker and wonder why the drink doesn't taste right. No, baby, fill the shaker. The drink needs enough ice to chill it very quickly, and the same thing goes for serving. If you're serving a cocktail over ice, don't put 1 loading cube in the glass and call it a day. Use enough ice to keep that drink cold. And when possible, use fresh ice. Not the ice that's been sitting in the freezer absorbing every scent from all your leftover food. Fresh ice makes a huge difference. Now, I know everybody may not have fancy clear ice or large cocktail cubes, and that's okay. Start with what you have, but at least pay attention to it. Use clean ice, use enough ice, keep it frozen solid, and don't underestimate how much ice affects the final drink. Now, the third mistake is thinking more ingredients automatically makes a better cocktail. This one is very easy to fall into. You have pineapple juice, orange juice, cranberry juice, grenadine, passion fruit syrup, bucura soap, coconut cream, 2 rums, lime juice. You have bitters, and now suddenly everything wants to go in the glass. But more is not always better. Sometimes more is just more. Some of the best cocktails in the world are very simple. A daiquiri is just rum, lime, and sugar. A mojito, rum, mint, lime, sugar, and soda. A teaposh is rum, lime, and cane syrup. Simple doesn't mean boring. Simple means every ingredient has a purpose. When you add too many things, the flavors can get muddy. So instead of tasting pineapple, lime, rum, or coconut, you just taste sweetness. Or worse, you taste confusion. And we don't want confused cocktails. We want flavor with direction. So when you're creating a drink, ask yourself, what is the main flavor? What is supporting that flavor? And what is bringing brightness? Also ask, what is bringing in the sweetness? What is bringing balance? If you cannot answer these questions, you may be adding ingredients just because you have them. And trust me, I understand the temptation. Especially as Caribbean people, we love flavor. We love big flavor, and we love color. We love a drink that looks very exciting, but big flavor, it still needs structure. A good tropical cocktail can taste layered and not chaotic. So my advice is to start simple. Pick your base spirit, choose 1 or 2 main flavors, add your citrus, add your sweetener, then taste and adjust. Don't start with 10 ingredients. Start with the foundation and then build. That's how you create drinks that people remember. Now, mistake number 4 is using poor quality mixers or bad citrus. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying that you need the most expensive ingredients in the world. Don't get me wrong, because you don't. A good bartender knows how to work with what they have. But there are certain ingredients that can make or break your drink. Lime is definitely one of them. If a cocktail calls for lime, fresh lime will almost always give you a brighter, cleaner flavor than bottled lime juice. Bottled lime juice can taste flat, harsh, or artificial depending on the brand. And in Caribbean cocktails, lime is not there just to be sour. Lime wakes up the drink. It cuts through sweetness, it balances rum, and it makes tropical juices taste fresher. So when the lime is off, the whole drink can feel off. The same thing with mixers. If your soda is flat, it has no fizz, the drink will taste tired. If your tonic is stale, the cocktail won't have that crisp finish. And if your juice tastes artificial, your cocktail will taste artificial. This is why I always say ingredients matter. Not because you need to be fancy, but because you need to be intentional. If you're making a rum punch, the rum matters, yes, but so does the juice, so does the lime, so does the syrup, so does the bitters. Everything in that glass is working together. So one weak ingredient can pull the entire drink down. And another thing, taste your ingredients before you use them. So taste the juice, make sure it's not spoiled. Smell the lime. Check the soda, make sure it's not flat. Make sure you still have some fizz in there. Don't wait until the cocktail is finished to realize that something is wrong from the beginning. That's a bartender habit that is going to save you. Before the drink is made, know what you're working with. And mistake number 4 is forgetting presentation. And I know people will say, well, if it tastes good, that's all that matters. And I hear you. But let's be honest, we taste with our eyes first. If someone sips a cocktail, they see it. They see the glass, they see the color, they see the garnish, and they see whether it looks fresh, clean, and inviting. Presentation doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need smoke, fire, flowers, gold flakes, and a whole fruit basket hanging off the glass. Sometimes presentation is very simple. A clean glass, enough ice, a lime wheel, a mint sprig, a pineapple wedge, a cherry, a nice little straw, a rim that isn't sticky or it has just too much sugar or too much salt, a garnish that looks intentional. Those small details make the drink feel complete. And if you're creating content, presentation matters even more. People are scrolling fast, so your drink needs to stop them. A beautiful cocktail makes people want to watch. It makes them want to comment and it makes them want to save the recipe. It also makes them believe you know what you're doing before they even hear you explain it. Now, I don't believe every drink needs to look over the top. That's not always practical. But every drink should look cared for. That is the difference. A cocktail can be simple and still polished. So before you serve it or film it, take a second. Wipe the glass, fix the garnish, check your lighting, move the clutter from your background, and make sure the drink looks like something somebody would actually want to taste. Presentation is all part of the experience. So simple can still look polished. Before we wrap up, here are a few quick beginner tips that will help you immediately. First, taste as you go. Don't wait until the end to find out your drink is too sweet or too sour. Second, don't shake everything. Some cocktails are meant to be shaken, especially drinks with citrus, juice, cream, or egg white, but spirit-forward drinks are usually stirred. Third, chill your glass when you can. A cold glass helps the cocktail stay cold longer. Fourth, don't ignore the garnish. Garnish is not only decoration. Sometimes it adds aroma, flavor, and personality. And fifth, write down your recipes. If you make something good, don't trust your memory. Because let me tell you, I'll remember it is how many good cocktails disappear forever. So, let's recap. The 5 beginner bartending mistakes are guessing your measurements, ignoring ice, adding too many ingredients, using poor quality mixers or bad citrus, and forgetting presentation. The good news is every single one of these is fixable. You don't need to have the most expensive bottles. You don't need a full professional bar. You don't need to know every cocktail recipe in the world. Simply start with the basics. Measure properly. Respect your ice. Keep your flavors focused. Use ingredients that actually taste good and make your drink look like you cared, like you made it with love. That alone will put you ahead of most bartenders. If this video helped you, make sure you subscribe to Cocktails with Cranberry for more Caribbean cocktails, beginner bartending tips, tropical drinks, and island-inspired flavor. And let me know in the comments, which mistakes have you made before? Be honest, because we've all been there. Until next time, remember to shake it, sip it, and love it. I'll see you in the next one.